Hello. Happy July 6th. This is Maria Quattrone and Be the Solution. And I am so excited today to welcome my guest, Nicole Purvy. Nicole, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
She's out in sunny California now in beautiful weather.
Yes, perfect.
Getting ready for the next chapter.
Yes, the baby, the prince is on the way.
Coming soon. He's on his way. Can't get here soon enough. Oh, we lost her for a second. There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So Nicole has been an entrepreneur for, gosh, I guess her lifetime. She's super successful at what she does. She runs Philly Real Estate Week that she founded, and Better Than Success, and the AntiHustle book. So Nicole, welcome today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here with us and Be the Solution. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Thank you for that amazing intro. I just thought about something. This May marked 10 years I've been an entrepreneur.
Congrats.
Thank you. I should have done something special for it, but we were all in lockdown and whatever. But I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. Before that, I used to actually work on Wall Street. I used to be a bond trader. I used to trade institutional bonds, and so that means I traded them for large companies.
What was that like?
I actually had really great companies that I worked for. I just was very restless because I knew I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing.
So you weren't following your dream yet?
I didn't know what it was. I just knew I wasn't doing what I was put here to do. I didn't even know how I could describe that. Other than I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. So I was just very restless, and it took me a long time to figure out, to come to some sort of equilibrium, just trying different businesses and trying different industries, and all while being an entrepreneur. My first business, I ran an online boutique. This is before everybody was trying to sell stuff online. And through that, I taught myself web design and graphic design because it was really expensive back then. And just through teaching myself web design and graphic design, I ended up starting a digital marketing company. And that business did really, really well. I liked it a lot, but I still knew it wasn't quite what I was meant to do. And so the business did well. I had a nice size staff. We did a lot of corporate stuff. And I got to a point where I thought I was ready to financially start investing in real estate. And so I said, back in 2016, I said, hey, I'm going to teach myself real estate, but I'm going to have, well, not teach myself, but I'm going to have different speakers come in once a week, because we were offering entrepreneurship classes through my digital marketing business. And so I said, well, let's just do some real estate classes, and we'll just have a different speaker come in and speak. This is November 2016. And the first meeting, we had 4 people in the room, and the next meeting, we had people literally spilling out the door. So we started doing it every single week. And then at some point, we formed the Better Than Success Real Estate League. And I actually got off to a really slow start myself, even though I was leading this whole movement of people coming to our meetings every week. And then we started offering meetings on Saturdays, and we just started doing a whole lot of stuff. And it was a big undertaking. And so it took me about 18 months to actually get into my first deal from when we started the Better Than Success Real Estate League. My first deals was actually with the group. We pulled our money together.
Wow.
And we did a flip.
What was that like?
It was really easy because that was easy. Let me just be very clear. That project was easy, relatively, because Jabbar, I know you know Jabbar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jabbar pretty much ran point on everything, and he's super knowledgeable. And so it went well. We made literally a 40% return.
Where was the property?
in West Oak Lane.
Okay.
And so we made a 40% return, and it was that project. I'm gonna be very clear because we both know that projects don't go smoothly.
Oh yeah.
And that project was pretty smooth. And we had some hiccups at the end. Like we had a buyer that pulled out like literally the morning of closing.
You're kidding. Like they didn't come to closing?
Literally, I'm on my way. I was going to like do like social media, and I'm on my way. I got my heels on, so I made up. I had a meeting early first with Summers, and I was just meeting with those guys, with Stephanie. Shout out to the Summers team. Love those guys, Stephanie and Chris. I had my first meeting with her face to face, just like, hey, you're great, I'm great. Let's just figure out how we can know each other. And so I was on my way to my meeting with her, walking in my apartment building in the lobby, clink, 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 heels. And then one of the partners that was on the group was like, did you see your email? I'm like, what? This is like 2 hours before closing. And he's like, she doesn't want to buy the property. She's pulling out. I'm like, are you serious?
Unbelievable.
But we ended up finding another. We had a really great realtor, Michael Holloway. Shout out to him as well. We had a really great realtor. And so I like totally veered off. So anyways, that project went really well outside of that hiccup. And then like we had a couple of small things with the GC. He was, you know how it is with GCs.
I do.
So
how did you find the project? Did your agent find it for you, or
actually it was a
wholesale?
It was a wholesale property, but it was an REO property. So Jabbar was the wholesaler, and then he knew a guy who I don't even know how, normally unless you do REO property all the time and you got to hook up, it's difficult to get those. I don't even know how we got that property. I should say we just lucked up and got that property. And I don't remember what the acquisition was, but it was really, really cheap, like 35, maybe 40. And so, yeah, that went well. And then after that, it was off to the races for me. So let me back up a little bit. Somewhere in between when we got into before we got into that first deal, I thought that I was ready to do real estate. And so we got this group. We've probably at this point got like 50 members. Yeah, it was about 50 members. So this was the summer of 2017, I want to say. Yeah, the summer of 2017. And so I was ready to do a deal. And the wholesalers in the group, they kept sending me really crappy deals. And I'm like, this does not follow the 65-70% rule. We've been studying this. Like, what do you not believe me? Like,
right.
So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Maybe y'all don't believe me because everybody knows I hadn't done a deal yet. Like, maybe y'all just don't trust me. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put up my money to host a day-long boot camp to educate you guys. And I'm going to bring in the best of the best of the best people to educate you guys. Like, and this month, and I was fully prepared to be completely in the red with this event. Members got like free access or some really deep discount. Non-members could come for $100. And my sole intention was to make sure that these wholesalers who are representing Better Than Success are out here in these streets understanding what a good deal is. Right? So we did it. I had Steve Lloyd speak. I had I can't even remember. The lineup was amazing. I mean amazing. We had George Beatty speak. We had Frank, what's Frank's last name? I can't remember. The lineup was amazing.
McGovern.
Frank McGovern. He spoke. I did a live podcast interview with him on the stage. And that was my first big event. And again, like I said, my motivation was to make sure our members had the tools that they needed to go out and be successful wholesalers, right? Like, so here I got this agent speaking to you. I have a wholesaler speaking to you. I have the dream buyer speaking to you, telling you what they want. And so when we finished it, I was like, at the end of everything, I said, oh my goodness, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is what I love doing. I love doing these big events. I love it. after all of the time of being a trader, so on, a web designer, all that. And I was like, okay, I love doing these big events. I also love real estate too. This is perfect. It literally, I stumbled on it. And so after that, I just put all my attention. I closed down my web design business. I put all my attention into real estate and running the Better Than Success Real Estate League, as well as running, doing these large events. So we have the Better Than Success Real Estate League. We have 400 members now. We have chapters in Philly, New York, and as soon as COVID is over, we're going to start a chapter here in California. Just FYI, I just moved to California. COVID just let me know that I can do everything remotely. I've got great staff and a great project manager. So here I am in California, back here. I used to live here before. I lived here for 5 years, and then I was bi-coastal for 2.
Where are you from?
I'm from Philly. But I moved here in 2007. And then from 2007 to 2012, I was here. Then 12 to 14, I was bi-coastal. And then I ended up just staying in Philly for way longer than I expected. But I love my city. But at the end of the day, I'm having a baby, and I want to have my baby here and raise my baby here. And so, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask you. So what year was that you started Better Than Success League?
We started Better Than Success Real Estate League in 2016.
So 2016, you had 0 members.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had 50.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're in
400.
400. How did you do it?
Just over providing value. Like we just we over provide value, and I don't try to rush in our growth. My main focus is not to grow to more members. My main focus is always to serve the existing members that we have and make sure that they have every tool possible to succeed. Every tool.
So you have more members, you can provide more tools, right?
Exactly. But you build on it, right? So you give more tools, and then you figure that out, and then you automate that. And then, so now that frees you up to do the next thing. And then you automate that. So my main priority is always to make sure that the people that are there with me, we have people that's been rocking with us for 3 years that been saying, okay, I want to join. I know you haven't ever done a deal before, but I know you're going to put me in front of people that did deals, and I trust you. And so I don't take that lightly. But now that I have done deals, I'm not like this big developer. Like I'm not like, Bart Blackstein out here, but still, people can rely on their education and their camaraderie and their networking anywhere. And I don't take it lightly that people, are saying, hey, for the least, at Wednesday nights, I'm going to dedicate every Wednesday night. I'm going to take Wednesday nights away from my kids, and I'm going to dedicate that to you. And I don't take that lightly.
Right. Well, they have choices, right? And
they
they're
have
choosing.
Choices. They can choose, not even that they can choose to do other real estate stuff. They can choose to sit in front of their TV. They can choose to play with their kids. They can choose to go out and play catch in the park. And so
that's right.
I just don't take it lightly. So I just focus always on whatever type of deals I can get them, whatever I can give them that gives them as much tools as possible over above the value that they're paying. That's just my main focus. That's essentially how we did it.
So what do they get if they're part of the group?
So we get Wednesday night mastermind. So we get a different speaker every Wednesday night, every other Thursday night. All of the masterminds that we've ever done is recorded and only accessible to our members in the back office. So at any given moment, they can access almost 300 recordings and learn about anything that they want. Every other 2 Saturdays a month, sometimes 3, we do a workshop. Now they're all virtual. We do a workshop that's just members only. No one from the outside can access it. We also do, we have a newsletter that goes out twice a week that is jam-packed full of real estate information. At least we'll have 20 line items. At the most, we had 43 line items, like different things. Like, hey, here's this grant you can apply to. Here's this loan you can apply to. Here's this new rule here. Here is this resource here. Like literally 43 different items. So we
Who
send that
pulls
out
all
twice
that
a week.
together?
I have a team.
That's right.
I have a team.
And is it market specific?
So we have members primarily in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. So we provide resources for all of those places. We have members all over, but those are the big bulk where our members are.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to get my team to do more stuff in California, but it's really not that many people who are like, it's not that, we're not there yet, but I want to get their minds ready for when we start getting members here. So they get that. They also get, if you want to become an agent, they get 50% off of the PA licensure course. So when you got your license, or any of the other agents out there, you pay $500 to $600. You get with your books, shipping, and the class. You get it. You could take the class for only $300 with us virtually, or when we were before pre-COVID, we were offering the class right in our office.
Oh, are you licensed for that, or
no?
do you have a partner?
We partner with Poly and Associates. Poly Associates.
Okay.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're like family over there.
That's awesome.
They also get. We have a new members class that if you know nothing about investing in real estate, we teach you real estate math, how to tell if a deal is a good deal or a bad deal, some basic definitions that members have evergreen access to. And then when we do our two big events every year, Philly Real Estate Week and the Women in Real Estate Summit, which Philly Real Estate Week is coming up, our members get 75 to 85% off of tickets. We also, I know I'm leaving out a bunch of stuff too. I usually read this off when we do our presentations off of a PowerPoint.
That's okay.
We also have
a lot of stuff.
We have a group chat that's like, anytime you ever need anything, or you have a question, just post it. Someone will answer.
In what, Facebook?
No, we use an app.
Oh, okay. You have an app?
Yeah, it's a private group chat. So there's tons of resources in the back office too for members.
What do you charge?
So it's $257 to sign up, and then $79.99 a month.
Oh.
During Philly Real Estate Week, I know, right? It's very reasonable. During Philly Real Estate Week, we'll probably run a special. When we do big events, we always run a special off of the sign-up fee. So in the past, I haven't decided what it's going to be yet, but in the past, it's usually 75% off of that. It comes out to be like $62 to sign up. With that, you instantly get access to everything. Like, you can watch as many masterminds as you want. You can do as many lessons, everything. The other thing is, whatever rate you come in at, your grandfather in at that rate forever. So when we first started, we were at $20 a month. I told everybody we're going to go to 100 at some point. We creeped it up. So we have people that are in at $20 and they'll pay $20 a month forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
Anybody who comes in today, they'll pay the $80 forever and ever and ever. I'm going to tell you right now, when we do Philly Real Estate Week,
you're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm muted.
Yeah, you're good now. Yep.
Okay, my dad just called me.
Oh.
When we do Philly Real Estate Week in less than 2 weeks, it's going to go up to either $85 or $90. So right now is really the best time to sign up, because you can get it for $257 and then you'll be locked in at that $80 per month. Or you can wait till Philly Real Estate Week and pay the $62, and then after the first month, then it'll be $85 or $90 a month.
That sounds like a very, very reasonable offer.
I again, like I said, I try to over provide value. Just give so much value. So just to make it like, I mean, and that's in my opinion the key to doing business, and I'm sure you found that as well because you're very successful as well. Make it undeniable. Make working with you undeniable, so that no one can be like, I call it the Beyonce effect, right? You cannot like Beyonce. You could just wake up and say, I just don't like her face. But she can sing, she can dance, she's stylish, it seems like she's got it together. She's undeniable. You can't give any real reason why you don't like Beyonce other than the fact that it's just like, I just don't like her. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is perfect.
I'd like to look like her.
Right. Like you
She's
can't say
hot.
she can't sing, you can't say she can't dance, but there are other artists out there who are just one dimensional. They can sing, but they can't dance. They can dance, but they can't sing. Beyonce can write. Like it's undeniable. So, I'm always striving for that level of excellence where it's like it's undeniable, so that when you do go to come to one of our events or you sign up, you feel like that's it. You're giving me all of that and that's it. Yep. And that's how you win.
Long term. So how did you figure out that this is what it was? It just happened? Does it happen?
It really all just truly happened. It really did. But I think that plus the fact that I really do want to see all of my members win. I really do. Like I'm not trying to, I'm not saying, hey, this is my business and how can I make as much money as possible? I'm saying, hey, I really want everybody to succeed, but I've also got to pay my bills, right? So, I think that is, I don't even remember what your question is. I'm sorry, pregnancy brain. I just started talking.
Oh no, it's good. You answered it. I asked you when you knew, when you said it happened
It
and
just
how it
happened.
happened.
I think, like I said, I think it was just a matter of me just being like, okay, guys, you're here with me. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just make sure you guys are okay. Like, I'll figure me out later.
Right, right. Did you know you always wanted to be an entrepreneur? I mean,
To a degree, yeah, from always. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say to a degree, always. I think that, but you gotta figure it out and how it works out. My first real boss, like after I graduated college, my first job when I was working on my first trading desk, my first real boss, loved him to death, Alan Schenkel. Shout out to him. I haven't talked to him in years. But he always used to brag about me because I first started off as his assistant. And when we would go on road trips, he used to run the fixed income desk at Janney Montgomery Scott. And everybody looked up to him. He was a great leader. I mean, just excellent leader. And he used to brag and tell people that when he interviewed me and they would ask me, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I would say, being the CEO of a company. And I didn't think anything of it. I just was like, whatever. And the crazy thing is, 10 years later, I ended up being the CEO of a company. It was a very small, minutia company at the time, 10 years from that date. But I think for me, to a degree, yes, I always wanted to be it. But as you're growing up and you're a kid or you're a teenager or you're a young adult, you've got to find yourself. Like you don't, sometimes you know something that you want to do, you don't even know how to articulate it properly. You don't even know what you don't know. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what your options are. So you don't even know how to articulate it. So you just have to just pick something and start, and then know that God will guide you.
that's what I did.
I was about to say, I know you have a crazy story about how you became an agent.
I
I'm
picked
almost certain.
I picked something when I was in college, and then I did it for 11 years. And then I was like, I have to do something else. This
What
is
did you
not
do?
my calling. I sold advertising, radio advertising for 11 years. And so I learned all the sales skills in that business. So when I came into this business, I was able to like off to the races because I already did all the hard work of knocking on doors literally for 11 years to build that skill, to have the mindset of, okay, no, great. That makes me bring me closer, that much closer to a yes. Let's go get another no. Let's go get another no. How many no's can I get? Because I know the more no's I got, the more yeses I would get, right? So, and we don't give up. So I think that's, did you have any setbacks while you were doing this, or was it all sunshine and roses?
What? Never a setback. No, what are you talking about? I mean, I have setbacks every day. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Did I have any setbacks? I had so many setbacks. You just gotta it's so funny because sometimes when we interview or we bring in for a mastermind, some of the big developers, they don't like to talk about their failures. They really, truly don't. And I just find that so fascinating. But I don't mind because I fuck up a lot. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I messed up.
Yeah.
You'll complete me. I mess up a lot or just have major setbacks. Let me think about one setback. I mean, you would think that, first of all, before I even answer this question, the key to overcoming setbacks is to first, before any of them even happens, is to first understand, have the mindset that this process is going to be whatever you're about to do, whatever journey you're about to do. This is not going to be easy, and I have to remain as fluid as possible. You have to remain as malleable, as flexible, as fluid as possible. Switch things up. My whole business prior to COVID was an event business. We did real estate events. Philly Real Estate Week was a live event. 9 events, 5 days. We got together at the office every single week in our huge event space. Every day, every single week, every other week, we were in New York doing events. I had an event business. And the quicker you can understand that you can never be.
Oh.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you anymore.
Okay, if the camera says it's on. I don't know what happened. This is not good. Camera. This is not good. That's why I didn't want to do it on my phone because everybody keeps calling me. My phone never stops ringing. I don't know what to do.
Okay.
It says my camera's on.
Yeah. So why don't you just log out and log back in?
Okay.
Technical difficulties of being the solution. Hopefully Nicole can get back on. She was right in the middle of telling us a great story, so hopefully she can pop right back in. Here she comes, and there she is.
Oh.
There you are.
I'm super sorry.
All good. You were right in the middle of the good part.
I know. I remember, though. Good thing I remember because this memory, pregnancy brain, forget it. So I was saying, if you go, whatever venture you go into, whether, your viewers are investors, you've got home buyers, you've got agents and agent hopefuls, whatever venture you're about to do, you need to understand that you have to come up with a plan. This is the most ironic. This is the craziest rule. You have to come up with a plan. You have to. But then you also have to understand that it's not going to go according to the plan. But you can't not come up with a plan. That's the effed up part. You can't say, oh, it's not going to go according to the plan, so I'm not going to plan. It doesn't work that way. You got to come up with a plan, and then you've got to be flexible because nothing is going to go your way. So, when COVID happened, considering we have an event-based business, I literally did not panic, not even for 1 second. I didn't panic. I don't even think it occurred to me oh my God. I just was like, oh, okay. We can't get together anymore. We'll just do it virtually. Solution, you know? Um, so I think that's just I'm trying to think of a particular setback that was very, very difficult for me. Um, I think when we were starting the Better Than Success Real Estate League, because of the way that I do business, like I said, I like to provide over above value. Um, is really expensive. Like I can't, my accountant is always like, you have so many expenses. I do, because I have to make sure that everybody's getting value, and it's really, really, truly expensive. So when we first started it and it started growing, um, I needed some capital. I really did. And my credit wasn't that great because of high utilization. But my business, the marketing business, had been around for quite some time, to where as though I could, based on my revenue alone, get some business loans. And so I talked to a specialist. This is all the way back in 2016. I talked to a business funding specialist, and he gave me a set of instructions of what to do. And like I said, it was things that I wanted to do with Better Than Success, that I knew that if I had the money to be able to pay for these things, we could grow. And so I talked to him. He gave me a set of instructions. Part of it was I needed to pay down some debt that I did not have the money for. And so, again, you got to be flexible. I talked to a couple of people, loaned me the money. The first person who was like, didn't ask me no questions, did nothing, just said nothing, was Jabbar. He gave me the money to pay my debt down, to be able to go and get business loans. Paid my debt down, got my credit score high, and it was easy breezy from there. That could have been a major setback for us. It really could have been, had I not taken the time, because a lot of times people have this defeated attitude, especially when it comes to financing, right? Hey, there's many statistics that say that these banks don't fund black businesses. Many statistics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a black woman. My credit is not, I didn't have anything crazy on it. No, that's a whole lie. That's not true. Here go a story for you. So, okay, my credit, I had two major things that was on my credit. I had these high utilization, but then I had did this business venture that I thought was a really great idea. I had an American Express Platinum card, and I said, I'm going to launch this course teaching people about entrepreneurship, which I had plenty of experience with, okay? Teaching people about entrepreneurship, but it was going to take a lot of money for me to market it. So I spent about 10 racks on my American Express. I said, I'll make that money back. I did not make the money back. So I had 10 racks sitting on my American Express, this high as overhead of employees, okay, staff, right? And it was a business card. So for those of you who don't know, American Express does not report to your business credit, or American Express business doesn't report to your business credit, nor does it report to your personal. The only real peril is if you go 120 days without paying the bill. Then it starts reporting to your personal. So for 120 days, I couldn't pay the 10 grand. It's so funny how a difference 4 years makes, because I'm not bragging, but 10 grand, like I sneezed at right now. So anyways, I couldn't pay it. It went on my credit. So I've got this one recent delinquent thing and my high utilization. And I'm talking about getting business loans. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. This is what I tell people. When you're in panic mode, give yourself 3 days to cry like a bitch. 3 days, that's it. Then you got to figure it out. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call American Express. I figured out how to get the money to pay them off. But it was past 100. Okay. I don't recommend anybody do this. I never told this story in this whole totality before. I never looked at it. I always broke it up. But I don't recommend anybody do this because this is technically, I didn't realize how not right it was until after the fact, but it worked out. Someone told me, so I lived in my family's house, and this is the beautiful thing about real estate. I was able to stay in one of my family's spare houses for the first couple of years of me when I came back to Philly as an entrepreneur. I didn't have to pay rent. And so that's a beautiful thing that you can leave that to your children's children. That's why real estate is so important. I didn't have to pay rent. I was running these businesses, getting everything off the ground. That's one less thing that I had to worry about. So someone told me, hey, the house is old. You can get, you can do a insurance adjuster to come out. You might be able to get some money for the things that need to be done around the house. So the insurance adjuster came out to the house, and the check was exactly the same amount that I had to pay American Express.
Oh.
Okay. So I had this long-term plan. I'm going to take this money. I'm going to pay American Express. I'm going to do everything I need to do. Then I'm going to get the business loans. Then I'm going to give myself a bonus. And then I'm going to pay and get the repairs done. Because they give you like a certain amount of time to do it. The reason I don't recommend that you do it is because had I not paid them back or paid to get the repairs done, then that's insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't recommend you do this. I just didn't. I was piecemealing this whole process together as I was going along.
Yeah.
You're
probably nervous and scared a little bit, I would imagine.
I wasn't scared. I really wasn't. I knew that it was going to work out. But knowing if I knew the insurance fraud piece before, I probably would have been scared and I wouldn't have done it. Because I'm not that type of person. Like at all. I like to do I don't even lie on my taxes as an entrepreneur. You know how people are like, oh, pay this Uncle Sam what they need. They're not coming for me. I'm so straight-laced. It's sometimes it's annoying to me. Okay, to myself.
To yourself.
Yes. So had I understood fully what I was doing, I probably wouldn't have done it. But that was God just saying, don't worry about it. Just do this way, okay? I got you on the back end. So I took the insurance. So the claim from the adjuster was identically the same exact amount of money I had to pay American Express. Okay, so now we're at 121 days. So now it's reporting, but I paid them, but I got their money. I don't think I paid them. I had the money. So cool. Let me handle American Express. Let me call American Express. I called them and I said, hey guys, listen, y'all can see I had a really good track record with y'all for a very long time. Fell on some tough times. What can y'all do for me in terms of getting this off of my credit? Now, this is a testament to anybody who got something on their credit that is unfavorable. There's always a fix. Always a fix. Okay. So I got on the phone with the first person. They said, yeah, there's nothing we can do, but we do want our money. I said, no, there's something you can do. Let me speak to your boss. Got the boss. Yeah, there's nothing we could do, but you still owe us 10, whatever. Let me speak to your boss. I escalated this call literally. I was on the phone with him for 2 hours. I escalated this call,
oh my God,
no lie, 6 times. By the time I got to the 5th person, they said, oh, I see. Yes, you do have good payment behavior with the exception of this. Let me get you over to our credit forgiveness department.
They exist?
Yes, they have a whole department dedicated to this, okay? So I got them on the phone with the credit repair, the forgiveness department. I'm like, hey, this is my situation. Can y'all get this off? That part of the call was less than 3 minutes. He said, oh, yeah, I see that you're good. Yeah, we can forgive you for this. Sure. Write us a check. I said, well, can I get a letter stating that this is not on, that you guys will remove it? Yes, here's your letter. Check your email in 3 minutes. So
unbelievable.
I know, right? So I said it to say, be persistent. You never know. I will escalate a call in a heartbeat. Okay. So
Wow.
I escalated, didn't even know they had a whole department dedicated to it. And then the first line people, the customer service people, they didn't even know that they had this department for this. Okay. So cool. Took care of American Express. Now I got to get my utilization down. So I'm like, okay. Asked maybe, I don't even know how many people I asked. I didn't ask that many people. But I went to Jabbar and I said, Jabbar, and it really wasn't a lot of money. It really, really wasn't a lot of money, but it was a lot of money to me at the time. Went to Jabbar and I said, hey, Jabbar, this is what my problem is. You know, you've been pouring into BTS so much. And I really wanted to grow. Like, I don't want your efforts to be fruitless, but I need to get some business loans. This is what I need to do. Without hesitation, he gave it to me cash money, and said, here you go. Now I want a piece of the business. I said, all right, we worked it out. We worked it out. So that's why I don't care what's happening. I always got Jabbar's back. I don't let nobody say nothing bad about him. I don't let nobody do nothing. If somebody messing with him, all he got to do is come get me. I'm right
Yeah.
there. So he took care of that. And then I went back to my business credit guy and I was just like, yeah, I know 30 days ago you told me to do these things. And most people don't do it, but I did them all. Now go get me some money.
And he did.
And he did. He really did. He truly did. And that was the seed money that I used to grow BTS, but also that was the money that I used, my seed money, to use to start developing on my own.
So what did you use for BTS? What did you hire people? Marketing?
Marketing, hired people. I had to, these big events that we do, they're really expensive. It was just a number of things. We had to move out of our office because our meetings were driving the previous landlord crazy, which was nuts and so unfair the way that they handled it. They said that there's been concern over our meetings, but sent a long email, and in the email didn't list anything other than there's been concern. But then said, since there's been concern, basically we want an extra, in order for you to do these meetings, we want an extra, how much did they say? It would have been like an extra $700 a month, because they was like, $600 a month. They said $150 per meeting. And so I'm like, y'all want an extra? There's been concern. You haven't told me what the concern is, because we were leaving. So we were holding it in a conference room at the office. We were leaving. I had everybody trained on how to clean that place up and make it look spotless after our meetings. They were on it. So our meetings were spotless, wasn't causing ruckus. You didn't tell me what the concern is, but then now you're asking me for an extra $600 per month. And I'm like, we can't even fit in this space anyway. And the heck with y'all. So I just replied, this email was literally, if you put it on a 8.5 by 11 page, it would have probably been 2 pages long. And I just replied, okay. One of our members had, he has his own brokerage, but he had an event space in it, in the bottom of the brokerage, in the basement area. But it was nice. It was nicely done. He said, you can hold it here for as long as you want. So we did that. We found a new office space, and then we moved into our big giant office space. Using that was expensive, that whole venture, from where we were before.
Where was that?
Our new office space is in Port Richmond, Jasper Street, Jasper Studios. For those of you who know, we were literally the first tenants that they had. I signed the lease before the building was done. And so I was upfront with them. I said, Leo and Nate, they're the owners of Jasper Studios. Shout out to them. They're awesome. I said, listen, this is what we do. The reason we are moving here is because we want to do professional events. Do you understand?
Let me be clear.
Let me be clear. And so I think, one, you know, I have a really good relationship with Leo. I think he's just grateful to me for being a good tenant. We've been there for almost 3 years now. But I think the reason he agreed is because he was, at the time, that was when Port Richmond was just really starting to come about, especially from a commercial aspect. That was a risky venture that they were doing at the time. And I think they were just like, we just happy somebody want to move in here because it's in that residential area. You guys know, like, it's a really, I don't want to use the word, it's just it's in a unique area.
I know exactly where it is. I actually showed a building that was almost adjacent to it, behind it, that big red building, with the big lot.
They're developing on it now, right?
Yeah, they might be. It was a while back. They were like teetering on if they wanted to sell, not sell, you know.
Yeah. They also asked me, they were like, yeah, this is fine, but just also help us get tenants in there. And I was like, and everybody's like, you didn't ask for money? Like, no, they gave it to me at a really good price. They took a chance because a lot of times he doesn't let anybody else do events in there except us. And, you know, I was just really grateful for them to be able to solve my problems. But I probably have put 5-6 people in there, tenants. And no, that I don't, you know, that's another thing that is a big business principle of mine. Once you understand how you make money, I don't make money no other way. Yeah. I don't chase. That's called tripping over dollars to pick up pennies. Now, if I'm making a certain amount of money over here doing this is how I've defined how I make money. What am I going to be calling Leo and Nate chasing down checks for that, taking away from how I really make money? No, this is how I make money. This is how it's defined. Right. And anything else I do is because I'm a connector, because I help people, because I, you know, want to see people win. I don't want no checks from that. People will be like, hey, Nick, can you promote this to your members? If I like it, I'll promote it. And they'd be like, well, I'll give you a commission. That's not how I make money. Don't worry about that. If I'm doing it because I like it. Now, if I don't like it, I won't promote it no more. Or I'll tell you no. That's not how I make money. I'm not going to be calling you, chasing you down for checks. I'm not doing it. Let me focus on how I make money over here.
Well, and you know, or you give and it comes back to you in all different ways that you don't even expect or know. And just about being a person of integrity with good intention and helping others, helping them grow their business. I mean, that's what it's about, connecting people, right?
Yep. That's very true.
So you don't need to be paid for that. Well, some people do. We don't.
No, we don't.
Because that takes away from like with some of the core values of it wouldn't be in alignment.
Right. It's not in alignment, and it presents sometimes conflicts of interest too.
Yes.
And so in order for you just got to really be, you know, define what it is that you do, why you do it, and just stick to that.
That's a good plan. If I said, did you ever try to catch 2 rabbits? And he'll say, so what do you think happens?
You catch nothing.
That's right.
You catch nothing.
You catch nothing. So tell us about Philly Real Estate Week. It's coming up.
Philly Real Estate Week is coming up in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A week and some change.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited because it's 20 events in 4 days. 20 virtual events in 4 days. I know. In the past, it's 9 events in 5 days, physical events in 5 days. And we're expecting a couple thousand people to join us. It's July 15th through the 18th. We came up with a really awesome way that we're going to do it. In the past, every day during Philly Real Estate Week has a different theme. But this time, we have different themes for the days, but we also have tracks for certain hours of the day. So for instance, the first day is finance and finances day, but then the 9:30 a.m. hour every day during Philly Real Estate Week is for beginners. The 11:30 hour is for wholesalers. The 2:30 hour is for, I can't remember. I should have this memorized. As much as I've been looking at this darn calendar, I'm pulling it up on my computer. So yes, we have these different tracks that you can follow. So like if you're a beginner investor, you can say, hey, I'm just only going to wake up and log in at 9:30 a.m. every day. And that's your hour. Everything, all the content is going to be dedicated to you. So the 11:30 hour is wholesaling. The 2:30 hour is all about investing in other cities. Make money in Philadelphia and invest in other cities. That's something that's, especially with our world going more virtual, that's something that a lot of our members are interested in. And we've got some really great investors from Baltimore, Texas, Maryland. We've got people talking about doing mobile homes. That's something that people always want to learn about. I don't want to do mobile homes, but there are people out there making tons of money in mobile homes. The 5 o'clock hour is residential real estate, which this is all for our home buyers, people who are looking to get into their first home or even get into their next home. And so we've got tons of resources for those people who tune in at 5 o'clock. And then the 7 o'clock hour is about advanced real estate investing. The whole idea behind Philly Real Estate Week is all about bridging the information gap between everyday Philadelphians, investors, and decision and policymakers. And one thing I've noticed, and this has happened all over the country, but especially in Philadelphia, less and less now, where you have decision and policymakers making these decisions about these neighborhoods, and the information is then trickled down to the investors, and especially more trickle down to the smaller investors. And they find out about it when it's too late to take advantage. And then you have regular everyday Philadelphians who are just regular everyday Philadelphians. And one of the issues with gentrification and why it hurts people so much is because these plans are made about their neighborhoods 10, 15 years in advance, and they don't know it until the 11th hour. But the thing about it is the information is all public, but there's these information gaps where, hey, if you know that you live in, 10 years ago, you live in certain pockets in West Philly, and had someone told you, hey, they're going to be doing some major development in West Philly, you could have been prepared to either sell your home at the real cost, or you could have been prepared to say, hey, I've got to make more money to pay more taxes. And so that is what Philly Real Estate Week is all about, bridging the information gaps. This information is public. A lot of information is public about what's going on and what's going on in the neighborhoods around you, or just necessarily just different development strategies and different development techniques. It's public, but there is no one place where we can all go and say, hey, what is happening in our city? What do I need to know about? What can I do? How can I leverage this? How can I make this work for me? And how can I take advantage of this for my family? And so that is what Philly Real Estate Week is all about.
That's exciting. I like the format. I like how you have it broken down like that. It makes it easy for people to know where to go, what time to go, and where they should be spending their time, because nobody's going to probably watch all, how many, 20 events?
It's probably like 2 or 3 people that I know that's going to go to all of them.
Well, if you get a ticket, you get access to everything, and it's recorded, right?
We have a all VIP all access pass. If you don't want to get the VIP first of all, Philly Real Estate Week is a nonprofit. So this is not to make a profit from. The city recognizes this. Actually, the first thing I have to do when we hang up is look at the resolution. Shout out to Councilwoman Kathy Gilmore, who picked up from Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown, who has normally sponsored a resolution for us to get acknowledged by the city for Philly Real Estate Week. Councilwoman Blondell Reynolds Brown, she retired last year. She served for a very long time. Amazing woman. And then Councilwoman Kathy Gilmore used to be her chief of staff, and she ran and won on her first try because she is amazing. And so she picked up from us. So I have to take a look at this resolution to make sure that it's straight and it's saying the right thing. And then we'll get recognized again this year. So I don't even know what made me even get into that, but I'm really grateful that we get the opportunity to do this every year. We've got over 50 speakers, or 50.
Yeah,
50.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know you saw the lineup. Was like, oh my god,
I did. I saw it. So no, I was asking about the pricing, the cost.
So the pricing, okay,
everybody.
Yes. I'm sorry. So we have, if you want to attend everything, or just have the option to pop in and pop out or whatever, it's just $69.95. But most of the events, if you want to do one-off events, most of the events are $3.99. And we have about 6 events that are premier events, or premium events, I should say, that are $14.99. So 14 of the events are just $3.99.
Wow. That's beyond affordable for
And
most people.
we had this huge debate about making it free or not. And the only reason we don't make it free is because, 1, people don't value what they don't pay for.
Correct.
And 2, this does come at a cost. We have to hire an event planner, and it's not nearly as expensive as doing it in years past, where we have to have food, venues, and transportation, and shipping large equipment. And trust me, Maria, it's no joke. It's not nearly as expensive, but it still has some costs with it, marketing, advertising, all that good stuff. And so with that being said, we did everything we could to keep the price as low as possible, to make it accessible to everyone. Anyone who wants to get in this game, who wants to do anything, let's make it accessible. And you can come along and you can learn and get as many resources that you possibly could get.
So it's all happening on Zoom, or?
It's all going to be virtual. So it may not be Zoom. We're going to finalize that today. Apparently Zoom has been crashing. I was a big proponent of doing it on Zoom just because everybody understands Zoom, but no big deal. We gotta make a decision because Zoom has been crashing with large numbers of people.
You can't have that.
Can't have that. No. I would die. I would die. Let me be.
No, you have to have the baby.
I wouldn't die. I would literally go to Zoom headquarters and jack somebody. That's more in my personality. You
get them. You go get them.
They'll be like, real estate investor and professional events person beats up the Zoom CEO. Oh my God.
That's so funny. Yeah. So what do you have? What are you working on today? What kind of projects are you doing?
What am I working on today? So right now I've got a quad that's I'm happy about it. It's been driving me a little bit crazy, but
where's that?
In West Philly. I have a quad, and then I have a duplex in North Philly. So this year I started, a quad, a duplex in North Philly. And then I also have a single family in Port Richmond, actually walking distance from the office. So they're going. They're going. They all have their unique challenges. The quad, right now I'm dealing with sprinkler issues. I'm going to just keep it at that because I don't want to trash talk anybody. But it's all good. We're literally 75, maybe 80% done.
That's good. Is that for resale or is that to hold?
No, that's hold. I stopped flipping. I just buy and hold. I like my residuals.
I like that, buy and hold.
Yes. And then I have my duplex in North Philly. We're just really getting started on that. COVID kind of held us up with that. And then I have my single family, which already has tenants, and I inherited these tenants, and it's not been fun. And so I just gotta, I'm not renewing their lease. They say they're moving out. I pray that it works out so I can do some stuff in there. And then I might sell. I don't know. I was very, very hopeful, thinking to myself, like, in 10 years, this neighborhood will be on a rise. I don't know. It's really rough over there. I don't know. I have time to think about it. We shall see.
That's good.
So those are my only 3 projects. I started off this year. I had maybe like 6 projects that I was working on, but I've intentionally been trying to do everything to wind stuff down so that when the baby gets here, I'm not going crazy, making phone calls and, paperwork and all that. I don't really want to be, it's not going to happen. I try my hardest to be out and done from everything when the baby gets here. It's not going to happen, but at least I'll be done maybe September-ish. And then I can have some time to just like, woosah, and then come back maybe December. Cause, usually wholesale deals, the prices are good, off market deals the market's down at that time.
Towards the end of the year.
Yeah. So I'll be able to buy something else then.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to see what happens this year.
I know. We all in the Wild Wild West right now, right?
We sure are.
Who knows what's happening? We
sure are. And we got the next hurdle, which is the presidential election.
Where everybody that's definitely a hurdle, but more importantly, that little COVID that we had before, that's nothing. It's about to really pop off right now. It's about to really pop off. Like, I don't mean to scare everybody. Like, it's really about to, like, it's crazy. It's about to be crazy. So I think everybody should prepare themselves for that as well.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to be a Debbie Downer.
No, yeah.
We're not. I mean, people aren't wearing masks. It's like a whole political thing. Wearing masks and this is very sad.
There's a lot.
I know.
We just got to keep moving forward and do our best and keep ourselves and our mindset strong.
That's true.
And make the market. Right now, you have to make the market.
Well, right now the inventory is low, so I'm sure that, like, no, you're not finding that.
Price range. It's price range and location driven.
Yeah, I listen. I'm glad that I'm not buying anything right now because I keep an active eye on the market. That's another thing that we give our members is we do a deal hunting Tuesdays. So every Tuesday at 1 p.m. you guys' time, we're in there looking for deals. And I have not seen, like, I saw one good deal in the past like month. And these are you have a mixture of things, like you're doing like larger like you're selling larger commercial, and then you have like
we have like 6 business lines, so we do a lot of we do between regular residential resale, but new construction, development deals, vacant land, industrial, multifamily. So it's a mix.
For regular deals that I will be interested in, multifamily, off-market deals, 4 units or smaller, I have not seen anything. It's just been bad, and the prices have been off the chain. So whatever. Like, I'm not looking for anything anyway, so I don't have FOMO.
You're getting ready for the big Philly real estate week, and then that's it. Getting ready for the baby. Did you name him yet, or?
Yes, his name is going to be Joseph Derrick. Nickname will be JD.
Oh, how beautiful!
Yeah, my little JD.
Exciting.
Yes, very
exciting times. Well, this was awesome. Thank you for joining me today on Be the Solution. You certainly are a testament to that. and all the
Thank
things that you do
you.
for our real estate community and entrepreneurship in real estate. And I'm really glad that we had time to talk today and learn more about you. And I love hearing about your journey. And I'm sure the next chapter of your journey is going to be even more exciting with JB
Thank
coming.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Thank
And
you. I'm
I'll see everyone
grateful.
at Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry. I was gonna say
No,
I'll
I'm
see
just
everyone at
grateful.
Philly Real Estate Weekend. I'll be seeing you killing it
Yeah,
on
I'll be there.
you
Speak
are
with the ladies.
yes, the Women in Real Estate event, the very last event. Save the
Yep,
best for last.
that's right.
Saturday at 7 p.m. Saturday the 18th at 7 p.m.
I'll
The
be
Women in
there.
Real Estate Mini Summit.
Exciting times. Great to see you.
Thank you, Maria. Have a good day.
You too. Have a great one.
Bye.